Welcome to another edition of No Veteran Left Behind USA's Warrior Wisdom and Wellness. Now here's your host, Diane Young.
Hello everyone, I'm Diane Young and I am the host of the Warrior Wisdom and Wellness podcast. And I'm really excited to be here today with Wolfhound Legacy and introduce them and let them explain what they're all about. So I am going to let them introduce themselves and tell a little bit about themselves, how they got involved with this, and we'll take it from there. So Faye, would you like to start?
Sure. I'm Faye Malashevsky. I'm a co-founder, created Wolfhound Legacy in 2016, and we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization.
My name is Kristen. I met Faye a little over a year ago, and I am now the events coordinator for Wolfhound Legacy.
Ooh, nice. Go ahead.
I'm Emily. And this is Reagan.
All right. Great. We're off to a rocking start here.
Emily is a trainer.
Nice. That's awesome. And so Emily and Reagan may be in and out of this little podcast as needed, so that'll be fine. And I'm wondering, are any of you veterans, or how did you start doing this as a service for veterans?
We clearly are veteran family. We're not veterans,
Oh, nice.
but we are veteran families. Everybody, our son, family relative, her as well.
Nice, thank you. So you're a veteran, or?
My family. I
Oh,
come
nice,
from a
okay.
military family.
Oh,
a large
nice.
military family.
That's awesome. Yep. We need all the support that we can get for veterans, and often it's the family members that have the passion to provide a service where there's a gap for
Absolutely.
veterans. So thank you all for what you're doing. So Emily, do you want to talk at all about how you train the dogs, or a little bit about Reagan or the facility dogs, or is that a Faye question?
It might be a fake question.
Nice.
Emily came in as a trainer. She is an apprentice. What we do is we pull dogs in from high kill shelters. A lot of times we intervene before they go to the shelter, which is a lot less costlier.
Wow.
Reagan is a Doberman that came to us. He was going to be brought into a kill shelter. He is a male Doberman, and he came to us with absolutely no training whatsoever. He was a wild child at 87 pounds. Emily's been working with him, so he is going to be a mobility dog because of his height and his, he's over 2. The other dogs that we have are facility dogs. We have about 6 shepherds in different sizes, and they are fostering a couple of the dogs, and they're training those dogs. We have class, which we attend 3 days a week, and all of our veterans with their paired up dogs come in. They train with those dogs. We teach them. We do AKC, good canine, urban advanced, public access testing. So these
Nice.
dogs get all the necessary training, that they can be out in public, go to restaurants, airports, hospitals, and they know how to behave and act.
Nice.
Hello.
I know, right? No pressure.
No pressure ring.
Nice. So I think you mentioned that this is all led by volunteers, is that
100%
right?
volunteer.
So are you still looking for volunteers?
Absolutely. We look for volunteers to help out at our events because we do the fundraising so that our veterans don't have to pay a dime for this.
Beautiful.
They don't pay a dime for the dog. They don't pay anything. They've already paid their price. So we
Thank
are
you.
trying to really get them out there and do things
Thank
with
you.
their battle buddy.
I know a lot of veterans that are looking for a service dog, so this will be very helpful, and it's good for us to know of this resource. So are you, what would what volunteer do at some of your events?
We have clothing, apparel that we sell. We also fundraise by, raffles and stuff like that. Also handing out pamphlets, leaflets, explaining about us handling a dog. We bring our dogs to the events, which is also training. So yeah, there's a lot of different things if they're comfortable with handling a dog, or if they're comfortable, just talking to veterans that are coming up to ask.
Great.
We can even have volunteers before our dogs are paired with the veteran. We do take volunteers that will handle a dog during class and stuff to work on that initial obedience and things like that as well.
Nice. I know a lot of veterans that are looking for volunteer opportunities, and they're very dog friendly, so that could be a perfect pairing for them. And what kind of events do you typically go to?
We just did the fair.
We did the
5
Racine
days
County
at the
Fair.
Racine Fair.
We did the parade this year. We're looking next year to hopefully do a few more 4th of July parades. We're going to be doing St. Martin's Fest.
We will have a tent at St. Martin's Festival
Nice.
for the 3 days that it's going on, and we will be having dogs there as well, and
Great.
apparel and stuff like that. We asked, if you want to stop by and meet some of the dogs, or if you just want to come over and donate.
Very nice. And I assume that there's a website that people can find you, or is there a Facebook page also?
We have everything. Wolfhound's Legacy. It's www.wolfhoundslegacy.org.
Okay, great. And we'll be sure to have that on the podcast as well. And I was thinking that, with Healing Warrior Hearts, we do a lot of fundraising also and participate in a lot of events. So that might be an opportunity for you to tag
Absolutely.
along with us.
Oh, yeah.
And that way you're right there with the veterans, and it's a natural partnership. So
Absolutely.
that could work out real nice. Do you have any special events coming up besides the St. Martin's Festival?
Not as of yet.
Okay, but we can find you on the Facebook page. and-
Absolutely.
Yep.
Great. So does it happen often that veterans bring their own dog in and you all train them together? Or okay.
Yes.
So
Okay, great.
if there's a veteran that has a dog that they're already attached to, bonded with, we are more than happy to have that dog come, work with that dog, and train that dog to become their service dog for
Great.
them. Yes.
So I know that there's a significant difference between training a service dog, and then there's a therapy dog, and then there's emotional support dogs. Do you do all of that kind of training, or specifically service dog training?
We do have therapy dogs that are out there. They are in Florida Funeral
Okay.
Home, as well as a couple of the dogs that went through as therapy dogs, so they can go to certain places and help with certain incidences. But we strictly really like to stay with the service dog, because these guys, they need a lot more training. Emotional support dogs don't really need training. They're just emotional support.
Right.
These guys have to be able to do 3 tasks for their veteran, which is
Okay.
either, block and cover for PTSD, you've got mobility, you've got, if you have a physical heart, seizures, etc., they have to alert you to that.
Right.
So that's a lot more training involved.
Very nice. I think I just saw you give them a quiet command. Is that correct? Nice. And that's what the owners are able to do too, so
Yes.
that they're not a disruption to wherever
Yes.
they're traveling, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome. I don't have a service dog yet, but I really want one. We just had a white German Shepherd that passed, unfortunately, as I was learning about service dogs, and he was almost 10 years old. So if he's 10 years old, is that too late to train him?
I would say give that dog a rest.
Okay.
I would say yes. We try to get them in from 6 months on up to 2 years.
Okay.
Because then, you're doing social with the dog. They have to learn to disregard any other dog in the room, disregard anything that's happening, and focus on just the handler.
Right. I like the 3 tasks. So are those 3 tasks specific to the veteran or to the training? Or both?
To the veteran. Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's really awesome.
It is mandatory. We are a candidate with Assistant Dogs International, which is acknowledged by the VA. We are going for our eligibility to be a part of them in November. So once we are, in with them, and this is worldwide, we have to follow their strict guidelines on training the dogs, and that is mandatory that these dogs learn 3 tasks. They can even learn more. It just depends on what that veteran needs as custom training.
Right. So I know that the German Shepherds are a common service dog. Are there any dogs that are just not really suitable to be a service dog?
I'm going to say, a lot of people say little dogs cannot be a service dog. However, we do have little dogs in class, but they also, I have a veteran that has a issue with her heart. That dog was trained to alert her to that whenever there was any issues going on. So she has a miniature Dachshund. And this guy isn't just a little guy, but she carries him in a little pouch and he will alert her.
Wow.
She didn't want a big dog, she wanted that little dog that she can keep in a pouch, and yes, so we do have little dogs and big dogs, and again, it depends on what that veteran needs. We go from German Shepherds to Labs to, a lot of dogs are mixed, and it doesn't matter what the breed is, it's the temperament and, their willingness to learn.
Nice. Because I love the German Shepherd that we had.
We have plenty of them for you.
Well, I want to take them all home. But we travel a lot, and so I think a smaller dog would be ideal for me and easier to travel with.
By plane?
Yeah, plane and...
Our dogs fly all over. If you look at our Facebook page, you'll see our dogs traveling. They go to hospitals, they go to restaurants. You can go in a restaurant, and we were just in Florida for graduation down there. And we had 5 dogs in the restaurant, and no one knew there was a dog in there until we got up to leave.
Nice.
They all tuck under the table. But these guys learn, and they're trained through TSA.
Oh.
So they will be able to fly through TSA, and you will put them in a downstay, go through, and then you call your dog comes, you put your equipment back on. They learn to tuck when you're on the plane itself.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they tuck by your feet, or do they need their own seat?
No, they tuck by your feet.
Oh, nice.
As big as these dogs are, they tuck and they just stay right there.
Nice.
Yep.
You got me going now, the pros and cons of having a service dog. We feel like it's not necessarily responsible for us to have a dog and travel as much. So I don't know if that's an objection that, some people have that.
So if you have a service dog, your service dog is allowed to travel with you. If it's a trained service dog, the hotels and stuff cannot charge you an extra fee for those dogs. They have to let you in. You have access to everything just like anyone else in the public.
Nice.
When you fly, you can take them with you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I generally do okay unless there's a crowd. Well, there's a crowd when you go to some of these veteran resource fairs.
Yes.
There's a crowd at the airport, and it would be really helpful for me. So I think I just need to bite the bullet on that one.
We like to have, the bigger dogs, like Reagan. If you have PTSD, that is the best dog to have because no one will come near you.
Right.
The Shepherds, they tend to block and cover, and that's automatic. They're trained to do it automatically.
Right.
So when you have a dog, they'll keep the public away from you, so you
Right.
don't have that person right up in your face.
Right. Instead of the little cute one that I wanted that
Everybody wants to pet.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
But sometimes the little ones are necessary. Sometimes, there's like diabetic alert dogs and stuff like that, and they need to be by your mouth to smell those different, your blood sugars going up or down or whatever.
Wow.
So sometimes the little ones are necessary too.
Yeah.
And some people don't like the big ones, so.
We do have smaller dogs.
Yep.
Wow. So how many dogs are you looking to place right now?
7.
Just 7?
So this is
Nice.
our first year up here. We've been established in Florida since 2016.
Okay.
This is going to be our second location up here, and we're just starting this year. So
That's exciting.
we
7
hope to have it
dogs.
grow.
I'm thinking 7 dogs. Oh, maybe this podcast will be enough to find a home for all of them because I know a number of veterans that need a dog. Maybe it'll be me.
Well, the program is not just about the dog, it's about the veteran. A lot of veterans have, the PTSD, they have a hard time going out to public places. Once they have that dog and they're in training, they start to concentrate more on the dog in training than they are their own, PTSD. So we're doing therapy for them, and we're doing therapy for the dog.
Beautiful.
So they start going out and they start training, and pretty soon they're like, hey, look at where we're at, look at where we're at. We're getting
Nice.
pictures,
Yeah.
and so we start seeing a total different transition with that veteran and his dog.
That's awesome. Wow. Now, I know we're coming up on our time. Do you want to demonstrate any tricks with or commands with?
Reagan, you want to do touch?
That's awesome, because I know a lot of veterans deal with isolation
Yes.
caused by the PTSD and not wanting to get out, so that would be really priceless. All right,
Touch. Good boy.
now we got Emily and Reagan demonstrating some commands.
Touch. Good boy.
Oh,
Touch is really important because he can learn to open doors with that touch. If you start shaking your leg, they'll calm you down.
oh, nice.
So he's being, well,
Aw.
and boxing.
Yeah, perfect.
He's still in training, so he is going to be going through his first testing.
Nice. I saw that on the vest too, and that helps people know not to touch. and
Absolutely,
Not to
yes.
expect too much because they're still in training.
Absolutely.
Nice. Well,
Once he
ahead.
graduates, they get a Wolfhound's vest, which is
Oh.
totally different, and it shows that they are a working dog, service dog, hands off.
Down.
Nice, thank you. Now, before we run out of time, is there anything else that you would like to share?
No, just, I mean, look us up on Facebook.
Definitely.
You can read, there's pictures, you can see, some of the past graduating classes. You can see some of the dogs that have graduated class. So there's a lot of information. There's also besides just Facebook, there's also the website. There's a lot of information on there. Yeah, and we're always looking for veterans in need of service dogs. We're always looking for the volunteers, and we're always looking for people to help donate so that it remains free for our veterans.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the service that
Well,
you're
thank you.
providing.
Thank you.
And it's always beautiful to see people enjoying what they do, so
Yes.
thank you again.
Thank you.
This is a passion.
Definitely, I can see that. And thank you all for watching this episode of Warrior Wisdom and Wellness. Until then, next time, take care.